So here is neon in a clear glass tube. And this is argon with mercury. We put a little bit of mercury in that to make it glow bright. And then this is mercury with argon with no mercury. And one of the reasons we put the mercury in there is because it creates ultraviolet light. Okay, like black light. Have you ever seen black light?
Yeah, black light, like a purplish.
Yes. Okay. So the tubes that we have that are coated on the inside with fluorescent powder then light up brightly in the color. Okay. So the nature of the fluorescent powder is like mineral compound. Okay. So there's a rock that has fluorescence in it. This is a black light. Okay. So see how brightly it shines green? Okay. So if I was to grind this into powder and put it inside a tube, then it would look like this, see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So sometimes that's the way we tell the color of a tube, is by shining an ultraviolet light inside. So then, when the ultraviolet light from this shines through, then we get the colors. So we also have tubes that the color is cast into the glass, and we get those from Italy. Okay? So a very pretty colored glass. You can see over here.
Can I come with you?
Yeah, please. So there's that argon with mercury, and here's a selection of tubes that are coated on the inside with powder.
Different powder?
Different powders, yes. So some powders, I mean, I have friends that look at rocks on the shore. Some rocks have veins of minerals in them that are like orange. Some are blue, some are green, right? Right. So it's those minerals that are ground into a powder and put inside the tube. And then here we have the colored glass. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, very pretty.
Yeah. So it's also quite a bit more.
I like that color.
I do too. Yeah. And it looks really nice when it's off too. It looks like a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, really pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very pretty. And this one is the same as that.
Yeah, this one would be more like this. Very expensive, but it's really pretty glass.
Do you use that?
You know, you see it around, but usually it's for something special.
Okay.
Because this glass is about 5 times more expensive than
5
this
times
one.
more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's a little bit of it on this animation. You want a video?
Yeah.
You want to video the animation? Okay. I'm going to start.
Thank you.
So each one of these is its own little sign. You can see we've got some colored glass down here that's going to light up. And the little device here that's animating it. That's what's making it flash.
Fun.
Yeah,
Can you make that
this?
too? Yeah.
Yeah. What you do is you buy it and then you design it so that it flashes at how fast you want it to flash it.
Wow. I like neon. Makes me happy when I see it.
Almost all the time.
Yes.
That would be used for big signs on side of a big building. Say.
Yeah.
And then we've got smaller tubes that we use for more complicated stuff like that.
Oh, like that small.
Yeah, small
letters.
Complicated stuff. That's probably 8 millimeter, and this is 10 millimeter tube.
Oh.
So you just keep in mind that every one of those letters started out like a straight tube.
Sweet.
So it had to be heated
How
up.
do you make it? Like
You heat it up and bend it. Yeah, I'll demonstrate that.
Oh yeah.
So we start out with a pattern that we work from. This is a very, very simple block letter pattern. And you can see how it's drawn out to the diameter of the tube. And there's locations for where the ends, the electrodes would go. Okay? And we lay that, it's backwards because we lay it on the table and we work from the back like this. Okay? So we're heating up in the fire, and while it's still hot, we bring it over to the pattern, put our screen on it, and then we make any adjustments that we need to make.
To make it flat.
Yeah, flat on the face, and then the work on the back. So you can see this one. We have to put one of these electrodes on either end, and this is one continuous tube all the way through to the other electrode.
Wow.
Then the gas is trapped inside, and when you put the power to the wires, then the whole thing lights up.
How long it's gonna take?
How long would this take?
Yeah. To make it
Couple hours.
couple hours. So you have to bring it.
You do every single bend. Yeah.
Oh,
Every single bend. So you can also see the electrodes, which is where the power gets put in. You can see how it's pinched over that wire there
Yeah.
to seal. And then you can see the little end there that we process it through. You know, there's a tube that we process it through. You see that?
Here.
Yeah, this tube is where we hook it up to the processing equipment and put the gas in.
You see?
And you can see how it's all welded together. See, there's a little weld right there,
Yeah, yeah.
and here.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then here, all this was made, and then he ran out of glass.
Oh,
So he made this part and then welded it together right there.
oh, okay, again.
Yeah, yeah. Because we only have 4-foot long sticks,
Oh.
so this used up the 4 feet, and he needed to add some glass. So if you look closely, you can see where all of these are welded together, like here.
Oh, yeah, welded
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah. So he ran out of his 4 feet of glass, so he made this bottom part welded.
Oh. How long is the longest you've ever made?
I made a piece that was 21 feet long.
21 feet
In
long.
one, so I had to splice it, I think 5 times. There it is.
Oh, this? Wow. That's neat. Gorilla.
Yeah.
Where can I see this?
That's in Wisconsin. I made
Oh,
it.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I live there.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Where? Oh, I'm glad you came.
I'm glad.
Yeah, no, I made that. It's a Sasquatch, like a Bigfoot. And so I made him 4 feet tall, and I carried him around to places, and I took a little power pack so I could light him up and then took photographs.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
So the glass is like soft. It's called soft glass. It's like a window pane. So I can just scratch it with a file, and then it breaks right away.
Wow. That's easy
Yeah,
to break.
yeah, yeah, really smooth. See how clean it breaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've got my pattern with my screen on it, and if I want to make this tea, I'll put my blow hose on it. And I'll put a cork in the other end, and then I've created a little chamber that I can manipulate with my breath.
Oh,
Okay.
really good.
So I'll put my tube on the pattern, take my little marker, and I'll mark for location of the bend and also how much glass I want to heat up. So I've got 3 marks on there. But when I bring it into the fire, I'll warm it up a little bit, and then I stay in between my marks and roll it in my fingers while I do. Okay, see how I'm rolling it back and forth?
Oh, yeah.
I need the whole portion of that glass to heat up equally.
Equally, yeah.
So very shortly it becomes quite,
Yeah. No. Oh. It bends.
yeah. So as it gets hotter and hotter, then I gather it a little bit, bring it up into the bend like this,
Okay.
and then I blow it
Are you blowing?
right now.
Oh.
So you can see how flexible it still is.
Yeah.
So then I can bring it over to my pattern and make sure that it's straight.
Ah,
And by then, it's solid again.
wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, I don't want to touch that. It's really hot.
So hot.
But I can work with it. So I lay it back on my pattern and I'll mark for another bend.
Bring it there.
And then I'll heat that part up. I have to kind of sneak it in there just to heat up that one section.
I want to show this to my husband.
Oh yeah. So you can see how hot it's getting. I'm supporting it with my right hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would just sag.
Oh.
So then I bring it into the bend, blow into it, bring it over to the pattern, and match it to my pattern.
If we got stick together, can you remove it again?
No,
Or
it'll break. It'll break right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So there's those first two bends in making that
Wow.
seam. So down here at the bottom, so then I just rotate it up into that bend like that.
Wow.
Then I bring it over to the pattern to make sure it's straight.
Yes.
And then mark.
That's good.
Blow.
It's tea. Tucson tea.
Tucson T. And then this would be the part that would go to the A,
Uh-huh.
and that would get painted out.
Okay.
Yeah, like between the F and the R back there. See where the black part is?
Yeah. Also, you just painting
You
black.
just paint that part out so you
So
don't
that
see
you
the
won't-
glow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
So this fire, we can have it a couple of inches or all the way out to
Wow.
16 inches. Okay. So that we might use that long thing to make a big circle like that. Okay. And this is a great example of what a good insulator the glass is, because I'm going to heat that glass up and the heat doesn't travel up the glass at all because it's such a good insulator. So if this were a piece of steel, my fingers would already be burned. But
Yeah.
since it's glass,
Ah,
the heat
you want
doesn't
effect.
travel up. It's cool where my fingers are.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering why you don't wear gloves.
Yeah, you really don't have to. It doesn't, so long as you don't put your fingers in the fire, the heat doesn't travel up the glass. But you can see it's starting to sag. Okay.
This is the coolest thing.
Pretty soon it gets very flexible. So I can form it to what I need to form it. I bring it over to the table. Make sure it's flat. By the time I've done that, then it's solid again. Okay. So we can use this to make any of these letters.
P or oh yes.
And they all have a bend, so we use this one for the tight bends and this one for the more gentle
More
bends.
gentle. Which one is easier to use?
This one probably.
This one?
I mean, it's a little more forgiving. See, I didn't have to use the blowhose to use
Oh,
that one
yeah,
because
yeah.
the bend was so gentle. Yeah. So once we've completed our sign and we've got this all done, we use this to weld onto the processing. Okay. So I've got a high vacuum system underneath. I've got a manifold here that has the gases in it, okay? And then I've got a high voltage transformer to heat it all up when I leave a little air in there. When I leave the air in, the air burns quite hot, so I light it all up with the air, and the air brings the temperature up to 450 degrees, which bakes out the glass. So it purifies the inside of the glass, and then we draw that impure air off with the vacuum pump. So we have a really pure environment for the gas to go back in.
Okay.
So then when we put the gas back in, then we take our little torch and rotate it around that tiny tube and make a seal right there.
Feel that right there.
So what you've got is that almost 100% pure gas inside your newly purified environment.
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes it all last so long.
Oh.
So, you know.
Very important process.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then you hook it up to a transformer.
Huh? Oh. Oh. Red. When did you put the red?
So this is the neon gas by itself in a clear tube.
Okay. So
Okay.
normally from the
Yeah.
original color is red.
That's right. This is no fluorescent powder or anything. So every time you see this color, it's neon in clear glass.
Clear glass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you want to make it green, you just need to
You do. You have to, if
With
you
the
want to make
powder.
green, then you have to use this gas with the mercury and the green powder.
different gas. Use different gas.
Different gas, yeah. So pretty much all the different colors are done with this gas, the blue gas.
So mercury gas.
Yeah, with the mercury. And so when we put the mercury in it, I make a little, so I showed you that little tube that we hook up to the processor, right?
Yeah.
But I make a little trap for the mercury. So I take this piece of glass and I gather it in the center and then I blow this little pouch in. And we take a little needle, drop a drop of mercury into it right there. And then we seal it off here and we take that mercury and shake it around inside of our sign.
Oh, and then it will go
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right, and then we seal it off here and dispose of this, and then we've got that little ball of mercury sealed inside the sign.
Oh,
So when we light it up, we get the mercury vapor.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely.